Hello my friends, this is me, Rashmi again. Today we are going to be talking about the Pitta dosha. Now, when fire and water they come together, they form the Pitta dosha. Now, what comes to your mind when you think of Pitta? Hot, oily, light, something that is penetrating, sharp. So these are some of the qualities that come to your mind when we think of a Pitta dosha. Now, trying to understand if this is our predominant dosha, like I already told you, maybe you've already done the quiz, those who are watching this, and those who haven't, they can do their body type quiz. So they'll at least know which is their predominant dosha. It is very important to understand. See, it's not that we only have Pitta or we only have Kapha. Just to kind of briefly make you understand, all three doshas are present in our body, but one of them is predominant. It could be in very rare cases that you have, all three doshas which are equally, imbalanced or out of balance. So that is a very rare case. But usually with with most of us, we are born with a predominant dosha, which is, lifelong. It remains predominant in us. So coming back to the very topic of this particular video is the Pitta dosha. Now, when you're looking at a Pitta person, usually they are somebody who is, who has a medium frame, and they have complexion which has got a very copper tone to it, yellowish or copper tone. Then they have they're not as flat-chested as a Vata would be. They are a little more heavier or more muscular in their chest, you can say. And they have, they have very sharp voice. They are very bossy, you can say, or they like to, they actually end up being good leaders or orators. That's one of their qualities, But yes, they have very sharp hunger, like, if you have a Vata in the room and then you have a Pitta, and you have to make sure that the Pitta gets their food on time, because their hunger is very sharp. I mean, it's like a tiger. When they are hungry, they are just, you have to give them their food. So that is, there are many traits that we can, as you know a Pitta person, you can sort of try to understand. There are more and more things to it. And they are, they don't tolerate heat very well. Like, they don't do well in the sun. Like, they're just intolerant to heat because they have so much in their own body. So it's not something that they are being difficult on you when they are saying that I can't bear the heat. It is because the heat is too much already in their body, and they cannot sort of tolerate if they are in the sun, so they're very uncomfortable. So what is the role of Pitta in our body? What does Pitta really do? What is its function? Like I had explained it to you in my previous video, the Vata is someone like your mother, then Pitta would be someone like your father. But now, what is it really? Its specific role is in our body. It takes care of digestion. Then it takes care of absorption, nutrition. It takes care of all the coloration of our skin. It takes care of the eyes, basically the lusciousness in your eyes that you have. Because a lot of times you must have experienced when people go through very high fevers, their eyesight drops. Or when we are feeling the heat, our eyes tend to water. So these are some of the functions that Pitta has in our body. I mean, the subject is very vast, but this is basically, I'm trying to make you understand, that all the nutrition that we get, how it is converted is all Pitta. All the transformation is basically a job of Pitta in the body. And on a psychological level, what Pitta does for us is it governs intelligence, understanding, and often when our Pitta is out of balance, we tend to feel anger. That is, we are not able to control. We feel this hate, jealousy. So on a psychological level, this is what it kind of does to us, So you might have seen that, you might have this Pitta person who's got no compassion. We all come across these people sometimes who have this very venomous anger, which is uncontrollable, and it's like they're burning themselves and then trying to burn everyone around, So the thing is, when Pitta is in control and the Agni is good, which if it is in balance, you will have very good digestion. But the minute the Pitta goes out of balance, it's like if you have let's say a stove, there is, on a certain flame you will be able to cook the food. But if you increase the flame, you will burn the same food. So it must stay in balance, So it's very important that mentally also, that the Pitta people, they stay calm, because all that heat that it will create, all the anger, the hate, the jealousy, which is also again because of their prakriti, because they are very competitive. They are very ambitious people. So because of their mental psychological makeup like that in their prakriti, if they tend to be too much on one side, all these things come out of that. So a Pitta with a compassion would be a great combination. But a Pitta person who is not compassionate can be very difficult for the other people to, kind of live with. So often you will see, maybe in marriages or, a lot of people in your offices, you will see this Pitta person who is, when he walks into the room and you sort of wait for them to leave. But then you also have these Pitta people who are great leaders, that you look up to, and they can kind of they have great intelligence, they have great foresight. So these are some of the psychological qualities of Pitta, because you people who are watching this, you could not be a Pitta, but you could be married to a Pitta, or you could have a Pitta boss or something like that. So so when if you are dealing with a hungry Pitta person who's not had their food, I would wait till they ate their meal, because their hunger is very sharp. They cannot wait for their meal. They have to be eating when they are hungry. Or if it is too hot, I would avoid talking to them when it's very the weather is very hot. If I need to discuss something with them, because this could also result in anger. Okay, so now going to the seat of the Pitta. Like the seat of the Vata was in the colon, the seat of the Pitta is in the stomach. It's in the blood, it's in the small intestines, the eyes and the skin. So these are some of the things, when your Pitta is imbalanced, these are the places that it will affect. So just that you understand that what is going on when your Pitta is out of balance, and then when you balance, what are the what are the organs, or what are the dhatus, or where all the effect will show. So this is just to give you a very brief idea. Okay, so now how do you balance your Pitta? Now with the Pitta, you need to understand, mostly the Pitta people have a very strong metabolism. They have a good Agni, So they are able to digest a lot of food. Like a broccoli is okay for a Pitta person. Salad is okay for a Pitta person, but a Vata person does not have that kind of digestive fire. But a lot of times, Pitta people, because they tend to feel hot, they have this thing that they like a lot of cold drinks, they tend to have a lot of citrus things, because somewhere in their mind they think it's cooling. But mostly it's a complete no-no for a Pitta person. Sour fruits are not their fruits, which a lot of us lived in misconception, thinking that sour somehow beats the heat. No, it actually aggravates the heat in the body. So dry fruits, a lot of dry fruits, they aggravate a lot of heat in the body. So these are some of the things that Pitta has to stay away from. Now, they can have apples, they can have mostly sweet fruits, which are sweet. So even if you want to have an orange, make sure that it's sweet. If you want to have a pineapple, that's okay. But you should make sure that it's, again, not sour. So these are some things you have to keep in mind, because I have seen this misconception with a lot of people that we tend to think whatever is sour will cool the heat, but that's not the case, right? So all the sweeter fruits are your fruits. So avoid all sour fruits, choose sweeter fruits, pomegranate. Actually, they have a lot of choice of fruits that they can eat. Okay, the Pitta people, what are the vegetables that they can have? They should avoid vegetables which are pungent and, which are very like onion, garlic, eggplant, which is called bengan, and pepper, hot peppers basically. They should go in for vegetables which are bitter and sweet. So there is a whole lot of choice. They have broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, lettuce. They can have okra, which is bindi. They can have, actually it's endless. Most of the vegetables, green beans, these are some of the leaving what is pungent, very spicy, chili, all these others are good. But garlic is, again, should be only used as a medicinal thing for them. Otherwise, on an everyday, you can't do your garlic in your tadka. It's going to just take your pitta even higher. Another thing I forgot to mention was coconut water is very good for you. You are one dosha who can have coconut water, and it will really do very good cooling for you. It's great for your liver. So if there is someone who the coconut water is for, then it is for you. So coming now, we are clear on the vegetables. So bitter and sweet are mostly your vegetables. Yeah. And now next we'll be talking about the grains. Okay, so for a Pitta person, the grains would be basmati rice. You can have oats, which are cooked. Wheat is also okay, does really well with the Pitta people. Now, some things that you should avoid is millet, rye, brown rice, which a lot of us have, thinking that it's very healthy and it's a great thing over, the other rice. Brown rice is healthier. Well, it's going to raise the heat in your body. So if your Pitta is out of balance, then best you avoid brown rice. Yeah. Okay. Now, what oils can a Pitta have? Coconut oil is actually the best when it comes to application, when they want to do an abhyangam. So whenever they want to do a massage in the body, coconut oil works wonderfully with Pitta people. If their feet are burning, they can apply coconut oil. Do a foot massage on their soles. They can even apply ghee. Now, when it comes to consuming, then they can have coconut oil, they can have sunflower oil, they can have ghee, unsalted butter. Moving on to the meats. Actually, I don't know, I prefer when people are vegetarian, but yeah, a lot of you like to eat meat. So I'll just give you a choice. The meats that you should avoid are beef, lambs, egg yellow. These are, again, very heating for you. What you can have, maybe a turkey, and you can have egg white. Meats are not really my favorite subject, so I'll kind of want to speak very briefly on that. Now, coming next, we will be talking about herbs. What are your herbs? Coriander works very, very well. It's very cooling. So coriander, you can have it fresh, green, or you can make a herb water with coriander seeds. You can take half a spoon of coriander seeds, and you can take 2 cups of water, boil it. When it becomes 1 cup, you can sieve it and then drink that. It's a nice cooling drink for you. Cinnamon, green cardamom, then you can have turmeric, and in very, very little amounts, black pepper. Yes, you don't have much spices that you can have because you already have enough heat, unlike a kapha who could have a lot of spices because we want to raise the pitta in a kapha. So these are your spices and your herbs. Okay, these were some of the brief things that I told you what a pitta can do to keep the pitta dosha in balance. However, the great advantage that a Pitta has is they like routine. They like things very organized, as much as they like materialistic, all the things with luxury also. But a Pitta person likes to have things in order. So you really have a great advantage over the people who are, predominant with Vata dosha, that if you know the problem, you can really deal with it in a very systematic manner, because you like timetables, you like schedule, you like things organized. So this would work as your advantage. And since you have that skill to be a good leader or a teacher, so you can really utilize that even for yourself to learn about your Pitta. And the only thing I would say that Pitta should keep in mind is that the heat, that the food would create in the body, and the heat that they generate in the mind can, sometimes create a lot of havoc in the body. So they have to keep it cool, because otherwise they are really blessed. They can achieve a lot of things because they are ambitious, they're very driven. So I wish all the Pittas all the best. Keep your Pitta cool and it'll do magic for you. Thank you.